Alright everybody, welcome back to Mario Returns. Today we're going to take on this castle, and I'm also probably going to be save stating a bunch because I don't want to get off topic too much. I know it's already going to happen. I already know I'm going to get off topic a bunch, and I'm going to try to use save states and not read like info boxes and stuff, so that way I can try to talk about what I want to talk about without getting interrupted too much. And I know even though I'm going to make the effort to do that, I'm still going to get interrupted because I'm going to get distracted by stuff, or stuff's going to happen in the level and whatnot. So that's going to happen anyway. But if I don't know, it actually picks up less than I thought it would. But if you saw my tweet from the other day, we've had a bit of an issue where I live, where the neighbor's water heater went bad, burst, popped, I don't know what the hell to call it, and our apartment got kind of messed up. So we had water coming in through the ceiling and the walls, and I'll probably get to that a little bit later, but I don't think it picks it up as well as I thought it would. I thought it was going to be quite a bit louder, but there's like a bunch of fans and a dehumidifier going because we had a bunch of water come into our apartment, which is fan-freaking-tastic. And this is exactly why I'm going to be safe stating. These sad clouds. I'm sad too, clouds. But yeah, we had a nice little event that happened the other day that isn't going very well. That kind of threw a wrench in my recording stuff and all that. So, but yeah, I thought it would get picked up a little bit better or a little bit more on the mic, but you can probably hear some amount of background noise. I was hoping it would kind of be louder so I could make my point better, but unfortunately it's not quite as loud. But there are a bunch of fans and stuff back there. And so basically what happened was that the other day, it was yesterday, I was in the kitchen doing some stuff. I was like cleaning up the kitchen. I was washing some stuff out, rinsing some stuff out. What the hell's this? I was doing all that great stuff in the kitchen, and I was just about to be done in the kitchen and go back into the room, and noticed, or I didn't notice, but I heard some water hitting something, and I was like, boy, that sounds weird. That sounds real weird. Did I leave the water on and, like, you know, some water overflowed out of the sink or something? I look back at the sink and it's like, nope, sink's still fine. That's weird, because I was just rinsing stuff out. Wouldn't have been the biggest surprise ever. That probably wasn't a good idea. Wouldn't have been the biggest surprise ever if some water ended up dripping on the floor for whatever reason. And I look back and see the sink and nope, nothing's going on with the sink. What the hell's going on? So I look back over and there's a bunch of water coming out of a closet. And I'm like, wow, that's not supposed to be that way. That's really weird. See a lot of water coming out of the closet. That shouldn't be that way. And this water is just like dripping on the floor. Like, I don't know if you've ever dealt with a problem where like water is leaking from somewhere, wherever you live, whether it's leaking on the ceiling or whether it's hitting the floor, but it sounds different and it doesn't sound very good. It's kind of like rain hitting something, like a roof or a window, but like it sounds different. You know what I mean? It just sounds a little bit different. And this water's coming out of the closet pretty good. It's not just like, you know, a little line of water. Like, this water is just kind of like rushing a little. There's already a big puddle on the kitchen floor. And mind you, I was in the kitchen. This hadn't even been happening for that long. Like, I caught it really quick. I caught this stuff really quick. And there's already a bunch of water flowing out of this little closet that we have. And the other thing is that I also hear water above me. I hear water above me. And I look up, and there's already a water bubble in the ceiling. There's already like a little bubble of water being collected and just like not looking good. So it's like, cool. This is like escalating really quickly. And, you know, within a couple minutes, we had called maintenance. Maintenance shows up, and they were pretty quick with showing up. But, like, seriously, we called maintenance, like, not even a minute later. This water is, like, already coming out of the ceiling. Like, it wasn't like, you know, a waterfall of water, but there's already a line of water that's just dripping. Not even dripping, like, just kind of, I wouldn't say drip, I wouldn't say a pour. Wow, that kills you instantly. Holy shit. Okay, that's why we save state. You know, it's not a ton of water, but it's not just like a little light drip. It's definitely like a flow of water. And this had escalated, like, super quick. And I had mentioned this on Twitter the other day, too, just to let everyone know that recording might have been a little bit wonky. Because, you know, we had people that needed to come out, and we needed, like, a bunch of fans to be set up, and a dehumidifier, and a bunch of crap had to get set up, but can I actually just, like, do this fight? Stupid line ghost. They're, like, invisible. They're really annoying. I'm just trying to tell a story, and it's not working. Let me try to get rid of this stupid ghost first. Is he dead yet? No. Oh, now he's dead. Okay. But seriously, we called maintenance really quick. I'd caught it, like, immediately, and the water is already pouring out of this closet. It's coming out of the ceiling. Like, it's not a waterfall, but it's definitely not a drip. Go to the closet, like, water is just pouring out, like a different closet. Water's just pouring out of the ceiling, like, already soaking a carpet. Like, it was pretty not good pretty quick. Like, if that had been allowed to do whatever for, like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes or something, it wouldn't have been very good. It had already been allowed to go on for, like, 5-10 minutes because people had to show up, and then they had to, like, figure out what the hell happened because it was coming from our upstairs neighbors. And they had to figure out, like, what was going on, and they had to turn the water off and do all that. So, like, things were going on for, like, 5 to 10 minutes, and things were already getting, like, pretty not great. So, you know, within a span of, like, a couple minutes, shit was already hitting the fan. They showed up, they fucking dealt with it. And it ended up not being terribly bad because it had been caught so early and because they had showed up pretty quickly. I also don't know what that said. It was probably, like, really, really important to read that. Okay, invisible platforms. Everyone loves invisible platforms. But I just wanted to rant a little bit and possibly show you guys, well, not really show you guys, but have you guys listen to some of the fans in the background, which didn't get picked up quite as much as I had hoped, but you might still be able to hear them. If you watched my Resident Evil first part, I had a little intro to the intro, of course. I had a double intro that day, and the intro to the intro has, like, no background noise. It's just me talking. But part of the point of the intro to the intro was to explain that my computer makes some noise, and I ended up eventually moving it out. This is totally fake. I eventually ended up moving my computer out of the room so that way it's, like, a little bit less noisy when I record, but when I had initially started recording Resident Evil stuff, the computer was still in the room, and unfortunately, like, some background noise got picked up. And this is kind of similar, because even if I had to move my computer back in the room, so that's also contributing to the noise. But the fans out there are, like, pretty loud, and fucking, I don't know. I just wanted to, like, rant a little bit and be annoyed. Now we have these stupid eyes again. But yeah, it got dealt with pretty quick, but unfortunately, for the time being, there's gonna have to be a bunch of fans and stuff set up, and they're, like, loud. They're, like, I'm surprised that they don't get picked up even more. And it's definitely gonna take a week of, like, drying the place out and trying to get the water out and all that stuff. And nothing really got damaged besides, like, the ceiling and the walls. We moved a bunch of stuff that would have been possibly damaged. Thankfully, most of the water, even in the closets, just kind of hit, like, the center of the closet where we didn't really have anything. Well, that sucks. So nothing really got damaged. Some water did end up coming out by my computer, but thankfully didn't hit it. I'm save stating. Thankfully didn't really hit it. Wasn't really an issue, so no major damage on that. But just really annoying to have to deal with, and definitely kind of throws a wrench in the plans. And you know, I thought I was gonna be a little bit more coherent about my ranting, but I'm just tired. I'm irritated. Like, having to deal with it has just sucked, and, like, it's probably, I mean, it's not our fault, at least. So there's that. I don't know who you could really blame. Like, I'm sure there's a blame here, but, like, it doesn't even matter. The situation happened. It doesn't matter. What happened happened, and now it's time to just, like, figure it out and just move on from there. But I tweeted out the other day and let people know, but not everyone follows me on Twitter. Stuff like that, so you might have missed it. Which isn't a problem. You know, you can't expect everyone to follow you on Twitter. Not everyone uses it. And also, not everyone wants to follow me on Twitter. You know, some people use it for, like, work or for family stuff, and that's all good. But it was just really annoying, like, all the water coming out of the ceiling, all the water coming out of the walls, like, we have it with some light fixtures don't work now, like, it really kind of sucks. They're going to have to continue to, like, show back up and monitor how things are going. I'm totally just not even reading these, and these are probably important, but they're definitely going to have to, like, do stuff like that, and it's going to be an ongoing process. But thankfully, at least when it comes to Resident Evil, I had recorded a bit of a backlog just in case something happened for some reason. And, of course, something happened. As people pointed out, I don't even know when I talked about it in the Resident Evil video, but as people pointed out, what I said apparently came true, because something happened, and now my recording is just kind of like a little bit of a rant. Like, I can obviously still record because I'm doing it now, but, you know, it picks up background noise, not exactly ideal for what I want to do, especially because I spent all that time trying to move my computer out of the room and collecting longer cables, so that way I could have the computer kind of like go out of the room a little bit, so I could shut the door, and so the stupid fan wouldn't be loud, you know. But now it doesn't matter because the computer's back in my room, and there's even louder fans all around the place, which is just freaking great. There's stuff out in the kitchen, there's stuff out in like the living room, there's stuff out in another closet, like it's just all over the place, and it really blows. The damage isn't too bad because, yeah, we caught it pretty quick. They got out here pretty quick, so that's good. But definitely the place does need to be dried out and dehumidified and whatever the hell other technical terms there are. And they're going to have to come and, like, fix the holes in the ceiling and the holes in the walls where they had to drill to, like, drain the water pockets. And, like, some of our light fixtures don't work. One of our little, I don't know what you would call it. It's, like, not the light bulb, but it's kind of like a lamp covering. I'm not really sure what to call it. Like, the light bulb goes in the fixture. That was awful. The light bulb goes in the fixture, and then there's, like, something that goes around it that kind of, like, filters the light so it's not as harsh. I don't know what the fuck the technical term of it is. But, like, some of those fell out of the ceiling because the water, like, there was just a ton of water coming out of them. And those, like, hit the floor and broke, and, like, it was just a freaking mess, man. It was, like, really annoying to deal with. And the kicker, one of the kickers, is that this has actually happened before to us. This happened before. I wouldn't say one situation was as worse as the other one. I can say, though, that if this didn't get addressed as quickly as it did, this would have definitely been worse unless there was only a finite amount of water. Like, I'm not sure if they shut off the water and that stopped it, and then they, like, got everything under control, or there was just, like, a finite amount of water, and it would have been fine, like, whatever damage happened was gonna happen regardless. But, like, there was much more water that came in a shorter period of time this time than the first time. And both of these have been because of different causes, as what we've been told. And for the most part, I believe it. Similar settings or similar consequences or outcomes where, like, water starts flooding the apartment. Not really a flood, but starts coming into the apartment because just it wasn't allowed to get, like, as bad as it could have been. So that kind of prevented a flood, but it still did come in through the walls and the ceiling and, like, fucked up light fixtures and screwed up the ceiling, screwed up walls, like, had to move a bunch of stuff out of the way so it didn't get soaked. Had to move my computer out of the way so it didn't get soaked. And because there's a bunch of crap out there now. But yeah, this is the second time that's happened. The first time it happened in, I would say, kind of like the middle of winter. I don't know if, like, some pipes burst from our neighbors, or, like, I think we were told that it was something with a toilet. Something happened with the toilet, which was pretty damn unfortunate, I gotta say. I think we can agree on that. Whatever the hell happened with their toilet. So that happened, and our bathroom and our closet and our bedroom got pretty screwed up. Again, nothing too bad. Bunch of holes where they had to, like, drill water pockets, try to get those to drain, and then a bunch of fans had to get set up, and a dehumidifier again, basically the same stuff as last time. All that had to get set up, but we had to like leave the bedroom basically and sleep somewhere else because there was just like too much stuff going on. Like our bedroom got messed up the first time. This time our bedroom is like pretty untouched. It was pretty much just like a kitchen and a closet, and like another closet. Like 2 closets got messed up and the kitchen got messed up this time. But last time it was the closet, the bathroom, and our bedroom, and then we had to like leave the room and go sleep somewhere else. So that was a hassle, and that happened in like the winter, which sucked. And then this time was apparently a water heater problem, which I'm not exactly sure what the problem was, but it was a water heater problem, and I believe it because when I was like frantically trying to move stuff out of the way, I had a bunch of water hitting me, and it was like warm water. It was fucking super warm water. So I believe it was the water heater. But so far it looks like 2 different events that led to similar circumstances / consequences where water is just coming into our apartment and really, really just kind of blows. So we've been dealing with that, and I'm tired, and I'm irritated, and, like, we had to deal with all of that, and it just really freaking blew. But for now, things have kind of subsided. There's obviously the fans and all the other stuff, and then they're gonna have to come out and do extra work, for you know, all the holes and stuff, and it's just a freaking mess. It sucked. And I absolutely cannot believe that it happened a second time, basically because of like different circumstances, but the same outcome. You know, two different problems that ended up being the same outcome for us, and it's just really annoying. It really sucks, especially within like, you know, a week of me trying to come back. It's been, I think, what, barely over a week. I think I uploaded that Mario video on Sunday, and now it's like Wednesday. I'm recording this Wednesday. It probably won't go up until Thursday or so. But yeah, just trying to come back, and then this crap happens, and then it's just a train wreck, dude. Like, it sucks. I think one of the funny things that I'd read was like, oh, 2020 hit you, Seamus. And it's like, dude, I've been living in 2020 for like years at this point. Like, I don't know if we've all known it, but we have all been living in 2020 on and off for years at this point. Also, how the hell do you get under that? Like, just anytime what the? That was weird. Anytime, like, bad stuff happens, it's just, like, 2020, I guess. But, like, 2020 hasn't been... It's not like I've been unscathed all of these years. It's not like I've been unscathed for 2020. The year's just been, like, oddly crappy for lots and lots of people. And, dang it. How do you get down there? I have no clue. The years just sucked, you know. Obviously, I'm sure people have had worse years, and there are worse things that happen, but 2020 overall is just a year that most of us can agree on. Just has been very interesting and not in a good way. It has just been a very crappy year. But this is par for the course for me. Like I said, this is the second time this happened, and it wasn't even this year. It's not even like, oh, the curse of 2020 strikes again. You know, this is just kind of like icing on the cake. The hell? Oh, I did it. This is just the icing on the cake. This has been how things have been going for me on and off for like quite a while, you know? I wish I could get away unscathed from 2020, but that's just not how it goes. What the hell is this, by the way? Oh my god. Speaking of 2020, what the hell is this place? I have no clue. Save. I have to get down there. Well, that's not good. Or maybe I was supposed to get up here. What am I supposed to do? Hopefully I did it. I guess I did it? Question mark. Cool. But 2020 has just sucked, like, all around. And, like, this doesn't make it any better, obviously. This fucking makes it worse. Everyone's like, oh, cool, Seamus is back. 2020 is, like, looking a little bit better. And then this shit happens. And everyone's like, oh, 2020 got ya. And it's like, yeah, I guess it did, but, like, this has been things on and off for me. This isn't even just... It's not like things just suddenly started being, like, really meh in 2020. Like, this has been an ongoing occurrence. But yeah, this happened before. It sucked. Sucked then, it sucks now. And yeah, it was two different sets of problems that ended up being similar consequences. And both times it wasn't me. You know, it wasn't me. It was something else. So far they were never like, oh yeah, like you know, you did something and like, you know, you flooded your own place. No, they've been like, yeah, this wasn't your fault, like both times. It's like, okay, cool. Well, I mean, that's great that I didn't do it to myself, but like it still happened, you know? Like it still happened. And this is like, I'm not going down that tube, by the way. And this is just kind of my luck in general. But like, my luck is like really weird. Like it's hard to explain my luck. I went down the tube again because I'm just like on autopilot right now trying to talk. Like I couldn't even tell you what I've been doing in these levels. I straight up could not tell you like what the hell has been going on in these levels. I killed a big boo at one point. That's about the only thing I remember. So I'm basically just on autopilot complaining because I'm tired and annoyed and it sucks. But yeah, this is generally how I would say my luck goes. Like generally inconvenient, annoying, relatively, well not relatively, but like kind of bad stuff happens. Usually nothing too crazy bad, right? Usually it's not like some crazy bad shit is always happening. Like, think of it as, like, you're making a character in an RPG, and there's a luck stat. And your luck stat, either you choose for it to be, like, a 3 or a 4 out of 10, I would say. Or the game just doesn't let you go over a 3 or a 4 in luck. So I would say, generally, I'm sitting at about a 3 or a 4 in luck. Below average, irritating luck at times. And of course, not every situation is like a 3 or a 4 in luck. It obviously changes. Like sometimes, you know, sometimes it might be a 3, sometimes it might be a 4. Other times it's like generally neutral. You know, it's not always like I'm having bad luck or like every single thing I do is like awful. Like I'm not trying to say that, but in general, the luck stat is like a 3 or a 4. But, and there's a big but here. You have a random perk. You have a perk. It's not a random perk. What the fuck? You have a perk, right? You're generally sitting at a 3 or a 4 luck. That's just kind of the standard luck you have. But you have a perk. And your perk is that randomly, every so often, I'm dead. Randomly, every so often, and you can't control it. You can't control this. Randomly, in random situations, it's all very random. I have to emphasize the random part, all right? I gotta say random a lot. It's fine. We don't have to criticize it. But every so often, your luck shoots up to like really high, So generally, you're sitting at like a 3 or a 4 luck, pretty meh. You know, nothing crazy bad happens, but sometimes you run into like annoying stuff. Your luck's not the best, you know, stuff like that. But then out of nowhere, you just randomly activate this perk for certain situations, and your luck shoots up to a 9 or a 10. That is, I think, the definition of my luck. Whereas most of the time, it's kind of meh, and then out of nowhere, it's like a 10 in luck, and I'm super fucking lucky for no reason when it comes to stuff. And one of the things I would say is based on that is YouTube stuff. Because I started YouTube stuff forever ago, long and far away, in the grand old year of 2008. And for the most part, I don't think I really do anything like crazy special. I think the biggest part of my success on YouTube has been relatively attributed to luck. I started early. I did new games when it was a good time to do new games, when there weren't a ton of people doing YouTube stuff. And just in general, overall, I would say I got really, really, really extremely lucky with YouTube and how I eventually found success on YouTube in the late 2000s / early 2010s, that kind of time period. And that's one of the cases where I would say my luck shot up to an extremely high number for seemingly no reason. And then outside of that, like, there's other situations I would say that I got really lucky too, but like I said, I can't. It's not something you can control. think of it as like a Fallout perk where like you just like random events happen and it's just like a random lucky event. Like, you know, it might activate when you drop a piece of toast on the floor and it doesn't land on the butter side, right? I wouldn't exactly call that an extreme like increase in luck, but just, you know, stuff like that. Like you never know when it's gonna kick in. It could kick in for YouTube, and you know, I get super lucky with that and end up being like pretty successful for a period of time with YouTube stuff. Or otherwise, it's just gonna be like a 3 or a 4 in luck, and my apartment gets flooded like 2 fucking times for no reason, you know, like stuff like that. And it just sucks. It just sucks when the bad, moderately bad man luck rears its ugly head, you know. What the? Oh, there's spikes there? Wow, I didn't even see that. But generally, yeah, I would say that my luck's usually not terrible, but it's usually not great, you know. It's kind of like a meh middle ground, and then randomly it'll just spike up, and like I get super lucky for no reason, and it's like, wow, so that's what that feels like. But yeah, 2 times we've dealt with this, and I hope this is the last time, because I really don't feel like dealing with it again. One time is enough, and I know I've had people tweeting at me saying that, like, you know, I've dealt with this a bunch of times, and it really sucks. So I know other people are out there and know how it feels, but it's like super annoying. And for the most part, the damage wasn't crazy bad, because I'm sure there are some people out there who have had like parts of their house completely destroyed, parts of like more than just parts of their house completely destroyed. You know, maybe they went on vacation and then there's like a water leak while they're gone, and then they're gone for a week, and the whole apartment or house is flooded. Like a bunch of damage to electronics and like computers and stuff that they need. You know, I'm sure it's been way worse, but I can say that my luck probably did spike up to a 10 in noticing it, because if I didn't notice it like immediately, it would have been way worse. Pretty unlucky that it happened in the first place again, but I did notice it basically the moment it happened and started dealing with it immediately. So I guess there's a silver lining there. But I would really not recommend having your ceiling and walls leak water, because it's actually really not fun. It's really not fun. I can say that much for sure. So if you can take my advice, I would highly recommend avoiding it. And I'm sure anyone else who's dealt with it that's watching this can also tell you to avoid it. And I think that's mostly the rant. The rant is mostly done at this point. I've kind of calmed down. I've gotten some of the irritation out, which is all fantastic. You know, it's great. It's good to let it get out on occasion. Why is there a star? Do I like really have to go back? I'm saving? Just in case? Like, I don't know. Where am I supposed to go here? I'm getting a little bit of slowdown. Can you, like... Oh, you can swim in this. Well, it was probably said in the item or the little info box, but I haven't been reading anything. Like, I haven't been reading a damn thing. I have no clue. I've just been straight up talking. But hopefully things get back to normal in the next week, and then I'll be able to, like, I don't know. I have enough recording stuff to be fine and just upload stuff, but it would have been really unfortunate to come back and then have nothing recorded and then be like, all right, guys, I know I just came back, but, like, see you later again. You know, that wouldn't have been the best, I think. And I've also gotten some advice to like just move to a different place, and it's like, yeah, you know, you think that would be like a pretty good idea on the surface. However, that also takes time to do. It's not something that I can just be like, you know what, screw this place, I'm leaving, and then I'm just like in another place like you know, super quick. Am I screwed here? No, I thought it was gonna go back up, but just have to do that. So while, like, on the surface you would think, you know, maybe pretty good advice, even if I was able to just pick up and move, which isn't really going to be the case because a little bit more goes into it than just that. forgot my train of thought. I was thinking about the stupid box I was hitting too much. But even if I was just to like up and move, like it still takes time, you know. I'm still gonna have to pack stuff up. I'm still gonna have to figure out a place to move to. I'm gonna have to move to that place. I'm gonna have to unpack, make sure stuff is set up, like internet, all that stuff. And it's not just gonna be like a one-day process, you know. So like even if I wasn't dealing with the water stuff again, I would have to deal with the move. You know, and that takes time. And moving sucks. Moving, if you've never moved before, then like maybe be happy about it. It depends on your circumstances. But like be a little glad that you haven't had to move a bunch, because moving a bunch, like, what the hell? Well, that wasn't very good. Moving a bunch sucks. And you know, also if I move, there's no guarantee that there's not problems somewhere else as well. What is this? Like a maze and fight a big boo, and this sucks. Yeah, there's really no guarantee that there will be no problems elsewhere. Of course, you can probably do a little bit of research and hopefully try to find a place that has like good reviews and stuff like that. But this can happen like anywhere at any time. Do I really have to like go back through the little maze? Well, that kind of sucks. But this can happen. Like it doesn't matter. You know, I may be able to lessen the chances by moving, but this is the first and the second time I've dealt with issues like this since I've been kind of living on my own for the last many years, for the last like 8 years or so. So yeah, like moving takes time, and then there's no guarantee that there's not more problems, because like as unlucky and as unfortunate it is that this has happened twice now, it has happened because of 2 different problems that led to similar circumstances, you know. So I think that's about it for the rant. We'll go ahead and mop up this big boo here. Well, maybe not. I don't know how to hold the block and kick it. There we go. So that will wrap up this rant nice and timely like, and I hope you enjoyed this like 30-minute rant fest, because I enjoyed it. But I also hope you can hear some of the fans and stuff in the background. Really nice background noise to enjoy. But like I said, it also doesn't get picked up as much as I thought it would. Anyway, this is the first time I'm going to read this hack. Or, sorry, not this hack, but this video. Our hero has found his way through the waters of Aquaria. His quest is becoming harder as the forces of both Bowser and King Boo oppose his progress. Next up is the Dark Cemetery. That doesn't sound very good. Oh yeah, there's like a whole bunch of gravestones here. Oh, it's basically like the stupid forest from like the original game. It's totally going to be like the forest. Hopefully it's just more straightforward and you don't have to find a bunch of secrets, but who knows. Also, one other thing that I wanted to touch on that I don't think I explained in the previous video or in this video at all. I might have explained it in the previous video, but I don't remember. But for right now, you're going to see like, you know, some slight black boxes on the side of the footage. And that is on purpose for now. Normally, what I used to do before was I would stretch the video out, but it kind of looks like, eh. It doesn't look the best, you know. But like these games are based on an older game, and they definitely had like 4x3 dimensions back then. So instead of stretching it all the way out, I kind of stretch it out like a little bit. It doesn't really get too stretched, but it's like blown up a little bit and not stretched out completely. And I wasn't really sure what to do with the black space, but for now I was just going to kind of leave it. But I figured most people probably wouldn't care because it's an older game, and most people probably understand that like that's just kind of how it is. Of course, I could fill up that space with like some images and stuff, but you know, I'll figure it out. Otherwise, I don't think it's too big of a deal, but maybe that's just because I've been ranting this whole time, like non-stop, 30 minutes of talking. But I wanted to explain that before I went on any further, and at least I did it at the end of the second video instead of never. So for anyone who might have been a little confused as to why like maybe I'd messed up editing, no, I just kind of planned it to be like that, so that way things don't look quite as stretched out, but there are going to be, you know, some black boxes there. But that's going to be it for me. I need to drink some water and take a break, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'll see you guys sometime in the future for some more Mario. But thanks for watching. I'll see you then.